hi ho, and thanks for joining me again. We're back in Transport Fever, and today we're going to have a look at getting some more money and a bit of housekeeping. First thing, just up here in Sandy, you may remember I mistakenly dropped a passenger station in there, and now that's a goods station, which is a good start. And also the train that delivers fuel to that station has already had its first pass and it's delivered 5 fuel. That's a good start as well. I just want to show you what else I've done while you're away. I gave the lines some meaningful names. So for instance, over here, we've got Buckingham Passenger. If I just click on that for a second, you'll see that I've got a B apostrophe HM because it's too long to get into this. You can't get much into this new name. So Buckingham, it actually says equals, but that actually means it's a road. So it's a road service. If we come down here a bit further, we can see we've got this one, Buckingham, and this, which is a hash, and Buckingham Fuel. That means it's a railway. So Buckingham Annex is delivering fuel to Buckingham via the rail line. Now, hopefully you might find that useful and you can incorporate that into your games. Something that actually tells you you've got a rail or you've got a road system. When it comes to aircraft and ferries a bit later, we'll have to be a bit more adventurous in deciding what we put in there. But for the time being, I've changed these names and hopefully you'll find these a bit more useful when we're looking at progressing into the game. Now, what I want to do this time round is to get some more passengers in, and I want to start making money. We've already got a fair amount of money being made the year before, but this year we spent a bit, so that's gone down to a loss again. But that's only where we are so far. It's early January, so that could change green later. First things first, let's have a look down here. 39 passengers waiting. I want to get another train onto this line. Let's see where the other train is. We want the train, which is Sandy Buckingham Passenger down here. Let's have a look and see if we can see where he is. That's okay. He's coming down the line to the station. So what I'm going to do is put another train on now and hopefully it'll come out quick enough to cross over. We've already got signals in place, so it shouldn't be held up. Okay, upgrade. I want to buy a train. I'm going to buy one of the new trains. And that's taken quite a chunk of cash out of the bank. And I'm going to put some carriages on. 1, 2, I've not got enough to buy a third one. That's only going to carry 16 passengers. I need to borrow some more money. Loans are already at 7.5 million. Okay, let's go up to 8 and we'll buy another coach. Okay, that's now been bought and it's going to go onto the same line, of course, as the existing one. And we can see that's the rail line there. It's illuminated yellow at the top. Click on there. That's now chosen the line. And if I now start the simulation running, we can take a look and we can see the train coming out. There we go. It's quite slow, but there's the smoke coming up. I'll have a look and see if we can find the other train, which should be coming down this line here. Can't see any smoke yet, so it's far enough away. I think it's over here somewhere. And it will be going pretty slowly, because this one, there it is, look, just at the top there. So this one, with a bit of luck, will pick up passengers. Let's have a look what it does do. And it should start proceeding up the line and we'll go past that one, hopefully somewhere around here. So not quite halfway, but you know, near enough. So there we go. 24 passengers on board. And in a second now, we should be pulling out. There he goes, he's moving. We can zoom in. Have a look at this new engine. Aren't they beautiful, the resources they design? Yeah, I'm really impressed with that. Have a look at the details over here. and we can see we've got automatic replacement vehicle is turned off. We can change that later, no problem with that. And that should go past the other train at some point. That's the yellow line. If I go down to vehicles, I can change the colour of these vehicles. It's a yellow line. Let's make it a yellow vehicle. There we go. Job done. That's yellow. And because it's the yellow line, the train coming the opposite direction will also be yellow. There they go. Any second now. And as you can see, the one coming down this side is also yellow. Okay, that's that one there. Now, the next thing to think about is how we can start making some serious money. We've already made money down here. Look, that's gone up slightly, probably because of a delivery. We've got this train here, which is delivering crude, 15 of 15, not very many. But ideally, we should get some more coaches on or more tankers onto these fuel carrying trains. But for the time being, running 2 passenger trains is okay. That's going to make us some money over there. But let's now think about getting this town here connected. I want to get it connected to Frome over here. And at the moment, it's one of our what I call cross towns. There's no sort of roads linking. And if I'm thinking about coming in this direction from there to there, I need to get a station in close to the residential zone, and that happens to be down here. So ideally, a station down in this sort of area. Let's have a look. If I put a rail station in, I'm going to make it a passenger station this time. And do I put in a terminal or do I put in a standard station? Put in a standard station. I'm going to twist that around using the N key. Not a lot is covered there. I can't get it in there. So it may well be a terminus, and I'm going to put 2 platforms in, which may want to go north. And can I put a terminus in here? It's sharp. Look how much of the residential is picked up. Quite a large chunk. And we're also going to need to get a bus stop in down here as well to serve that station. I think I'm going to put that in there. Let me just zoom out slightly and see where the line would go. It would come across here. That would also cross there at some point. So yeah, that seems okay. I could bring it further along. Does it pick any more up? If I do, no, not really. I'm going to put it in there. And I'm going to run a couple of lines out, as we did before, and that's to make sure that the building developers don't build up over this area here, and it'll be difficult to get the lines out. So we'll take this one up here, because that one eventually, I think, will cross that road. And I'm going to bring another one out, and this one's going to come in this direction towards Sandy. Now, the lines are over here. It's going to come across there, across the road somewhere around there. So in that case, I'll bring that up across here, I think. So let's have a look what happens if I go over here. I want to try and keep it as straight as possible to keep the speed up. Doesn't really matter so much in the early days, as I've said before, because the trains can't go very fast. But we will at some point want to upgrade this line. I'm going to keep that into there. And again, I'm going to go over here just to show you that once again, when we put the line in, it will dip and then go back on an embankment over the other side. I don't know why it does that. It does it every single time. You would have thought it would go across the road and the road would be built up. That would have been done slightly easier and a bit more sensible, but that's done it. And I don't want to bore you with me trying to get that straight at this point, so I'm just going to leave that as it is. And I'm now going to come across to this side and look at this line. Now here, that's going to have to come over. We're going to have a bridge over here, and I'll be taking the bottom line over there. So if I do that now, I probably haven't got enough space to raise that sufficiently to get over the road, and it'll be very steep. We don't want tracks that are so steep that trains struggle to get across. If I now drag that, we won't go. Okay, so I need to cancel that, and I need to dig out a chunk of line, and needs to go back a fair distance as well to make sure we can get the lift that we need to get over that. I'm going to try there. Not going to cost me anything if I do. If I go parallel, it won't let me go. Yeah, you see that? Can't get the arrow there. If I come out to the side, it lets me lift. That's no good. I need to take out even more of this track. Hopefully, watching me, you'll get to learn pretty quickly what the issues are. To sort of get that a bit flatter, use a smooth terrain tool. That look a bit better. It's a bit rough there. And let's have another go. Over here, let's raise it. I'm going to just drag it over and see what happens. It does turn into a bridge, but don't like that bridge at all. If I change it into that one, stone bridge. Oh, it's even worse. Well, actually, the stone bridge looks quite nice, doesn't it? I don't think that looks too bad. Have we got enough height there? Could it go down a bit? No, can't go down even a tiny bit, so it's got to go there. I think what I probably might do is take that back just a wee bit. But I don't want to go too high there. If I take it down, it just drops altogether, you see. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Let's tick it. And bear in mind which way we're going to have to come. We're going to be going over there. So I'll be turning slightly. Now let's drop some more track in, and let's lower it slightly as we come over the other side. Not too much, but again, we've got to be careful of the gradient. And I need to twist it the other way. I need to come over here and drop it there. Take it out a bit further. And we need to lower that. Take it down fairly. I mean, it's steep, but they'll do it. And when we get faster trains on, they'll be okay. Some people might say it's too steep, but then of course they're doing an awful lot of bridge building. Is it coming down? 126, 111. I'm going to drop it over. I'm going to drop it there. Maybe take it around slightly. Okay, and we're going to go there. Okay, so you're getting the idea. I'm not going to bore you with building this track. It's going to be quite simple, so I'll be back in a minute when I finish doing it. Okay, here we are back again. We've put the track in place, and we've joined up to the station over here in Frome. As you can see, we've got the line going into here, and there's another one ready to come across the road here to go up, I would say, to maybe this location, Nuneaton at some point, or even joining over here to go up to Buckingham, but that's for a later date. What I want to do to finish off today is to get another train in here, and I'm going to use this depot. I'm going to put the train in to go from here across to here, and the only thing I might need down here is a signal or two. The train's only got one. Track's only got one line going along, which is here. So at this moment in time, I probably need to get a signal in this location here. I'm not worried about that for the minute. a train could come down and use that one, but if I put a signal over here for the time being, if there's only one way, it's going to come into this side of the station. So let's go for a signal. Let's get a signal in here. And just in case another train comes down, we probably ought to put a signal, just to be tidy, here, and another one here. So that gives us a nice clear path. That seems okay. And what I'll do now is I'll pick up, I've got 438k, not a huge amount of money. Buy a train, buy one of those. Yeah, I'll buy one of those. We'll buy one. I need to borrow even more money. How much are we up to now? 8.5 million. Going to get to our limit soon. Need to start making serious money. Buy another one, which is done. And we now need to set a line. Need to have a new line of a different colour. Station is going to be this one, and it's going to go across to this one there, which is done. And if we look down here, have a look at the train, we'll see it coming out, and we'll see it going to this station to start thinking about picking up passengers, which it won't do on its first trip. There won't be any yet. That should go across here. No, it's not going to do that. Oh, well, that's interesting. What's he going to do when he comes out the other side? He's not going to do much at all, I'm afraid. He's gone down the wrong line. If I press that icon there, and it should now go back to the depot. What have I got to do now? The only thing I can do is to chop out that piece of track. Let's get that track out. When it's gone, we're going to take this out. So it has to come down here. It's got no choice. Will it? Will it go that way? Well, I'm not going to find out for a minute or two. Nor are you. Well, as soon as the smoke's cleared, we'll hack out that piece of track. So it's got nowhere to go. We'll stop the train and we'll reverse it. Okay, that's now going to cross over, which it should have done in the first place. Goodness knows why it didn't. See, it's doing what it should have done. That's crackers, absolutely crackers. Anyway, as I said, it won't pick up any passengers yet because there won't be any waiting. It's early. It's got to go got to do at least a trip to the other end. It may find some passengers there, then it will come back here. So the question is, why didn't it like this link? What was the problem over here? That is something I can't answer at this stage. It may become clearer at some point in time, but I want to get the track in place because that feeds the other trains that are on the other lines. So it's got to be in there, otherwise it can't get back to the depot. Oh well, we've discovered something very bizarre today. I'm glad you stuck with me, but for the time being I want to leave it there now that we've got this new train in place and we've got the two trains running on this line here. And we should start making some money at some point. We're in a red because we spent quite a lot. My guess is that when we get to 1866, we'll start making some serious money. But that's all for today. Thanks again for joining me. We'll come back next time and we'll look at some more tips and we'll look at some more problems. But thanks again. Goodbye for now. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and please subscribe. I look forward to talking to you later.